We have this giant mound. Today we're just going to relax, fold some laundry together, just kind of chit chat. This may look very overwhelming, but I have multiple baskets set out in front of me to separate everyone's laundry into their respective baskets, and then I will give them to each of my children to put their own laundry away once I get it folded. There's also 2 more baskets in my closet that need folded, but we can tackle this. And if you guys have a ton of laundry or have fallen into depression or just had a lot of anxiety, because that's what I struggle with, is anxiety that gets so bad that it is crippling to where I don't want to do anything, so it ends up piling up. So we're gonna get started on this, and we're gonna get through it just like you will get through it. So let's just get to it. Oh, all right. So I know it's definitely been a rough week already. We've been house hunting for so long, and it's been extremely stressful, especially now because the interest rates, what we could afford months ago, we no longer can afford, because the interest rates are making the prices even higher. So it's very stressful because we need a bigger house, because we don't have enough rooms anymore for the amount of people that we have in our house, and our 3-year-old still sleeps in our room. That's kind of what this black divider is for, because that kind of sections off his little area so that he has his own kind of privacy in his bed. But again, he is getting older. He does need his own space. So we don't really have much of a choice but to try to find a house that fits us but also fits within our budget. When you are trying to buy a house or anything, is have a budget, like calculate out all your stuff, have a budget, and stick to that budget, even if it means you have to make compromises. One of our compromises was instead of getting an updated house, we're trying to get an older house that it's a little outdated, it needs some updates, but otherwise it's been well maintained. So we're like, cool, we'll compromise having an aesthetically pleasing house today because it's what we can afford and it fits our family and it's still nice. But it's just been stressful because we've had houses that we put offers in on and they don't want to accept them, or the most recent one we had is outwardly looked like it was well maintained. However, once they did the inspection, it was more than we wanted to deal with, and after consulting with our realtor, it was likely not something that the owner, seller was going to agree to fix. So it's been stressful. My husband starting back to school again so he can get his degree. Thankfully, the military does pay for that, because otherwise that would put us into another pickle. But thankfully, the military does pay for that. I'm actually starting classes to get a certification to be a video editor, so that even though I've been on YouTube and doing videos for the last 5 or so years, so I do know how to edit, but I want to get better at it. I want to gain some skills that I don't already have. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do that even though I do a whole bunch of other stuff already. My goodness. My husband's pants are just so long. It's the longest legs. Yesterday was so good. We went to get groceries and there was almost no one in the store. So it was so peaceful. We got a papaya for the first time to try with our children. I don't know if it wasn't ripe yet. We ended up having to cut it because it got, part of it got cut on the way home. So we ended up having to cut it open. I don't think it was ready yet because it didn't taste very good. But we're going to try to get one next time if they have any. But I like when the grocery stores like are not packed with people, because that makes it just a calm trip. I like to use this time to just be in quietness sometimes. Just take like some deep breaths. You know, some of my folding is not the best, but we're getting it done. It's going to be put away and it's going to be all right. It doesn't always have to be perfect, as long as we're just getting done tasks that we need to do. That's one thing I used to be really bad about, because the way I was raised was everything had to be perfect. So I always grew up being a perfectionist, which I still struggle with. But I frequently try to remind myself it doesn't have to be perfect. There's always another day. It's going to be okay. As long as I did my best in that day, I got done what I could, then that's what matters. That's why, you know, sometimes we go to sleep and the kitchen's not clean because I'm too tired to clean it. And it is what it is. The next day, you know, I get it cleaned up and it's fine. The world does not end. Despite what I was raised to think, the world did not end, and it is okay. Just like some days, like yesterday, I forgot about an appointment that our children had because it was made 6 months ago, and I guess I forgot to save it in my phone. So I forgot about it until they called me the day prior and were like, hey, your kids have an appointment at this time. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure, we'll be there. But then I was stressed because I was like, ooh, I forgot about that. And I wasn't prepared. So I was stressed about that. And then I was trying to come home and get some stuff done. We had other activities we were trying to get done. And so when we went to the grocery store, it was already like 6, I think it was like 6 o'clock when we left to go to the grocery store. So it was already later than we normally go. And it wasn't going to give me much time to really prepare a nice dinner like I would like to usually cook for my children. So we ended up just grabbing some sushi for the people who like to eat the sushi and can eat the sushi. Our oldest, he did want to get some, but all of them said that they contained egg. We don't know where the egg would have been in the sushi rolls, but obviously we had to not get it because we don't know why there's egg in it, and he has really bad egg allergies to where he goes into anaphylaxis. So we ended up getting him just some dumplings, which he ended up really liking. And then our youngest had chicken nuggets because that's what he wanted. But it's like, you know, sometimes people try to make you feel bad because it's like, you know, you got your you know, children fast food to eat for dinner, or you got your children just like quick food to eat for dinner, and it's like, sometimes that's just what you have to do. Because sometimes we just don't have time to do everything in the day. So as long as they are fed and they are happy and they are cared for and they are loved, I know that I'm doing a good job. And that's one thing I also have struggled with, is just feeling, you know, like I'm not doing a good enough job at being a mother. And I know, especially with the house hunting, is just wanting the perfect house that my children will love. They wanted stairs in a house. So we tried really hard to get them a house with stairs. And the house that we ended up having to back out of because of the inspection, it made me sad having to back out of the house because the house was really pretty. I loved the kitchen. The kids would have had, you know, they would have had nice sized rooms. They would have had the staircase that they wanted. But we had to back out of it, and because of the interest rates, some of the houses that we would have offered on, we now don't want to because the interest rate has put those monthly payments to where we don't feel comfortable purchasing them. So, you know, my daughter, she knew that I was upset because we were like, hey, you guys aren't going to get the staircase. We can't get the house with the staircase. And we went to go see one. We went to go see two other houses before offering on the house we are currently offering on. We went to go see two other houses, and we didn't even get to go inside the houses because they were in a really nice HOA, which we didn't want to be in an HOA anyways, but we were making that compromise for our children. And from the pictures, it looked fine. But when we got there, the driveway was so small, my vehicle barely fit in it. And while yes, I do drive a fairly large SUV because of our family size, it wasn't like, it was barely big enough for my truck, and then my husband's car wasn't gonna fit, and Johnny's wasn't gonna fit, and then our children also have a side-by-side, so it's like there wasn't enough room between the garage and the driveway to fit all of the vehicles that we have. So we're like, we're just not even gonna look at them. But it is what it is. The children, you know, my daughter, she wrote me, you know, a sweet little card that told me she would be happy with whatever house we picked. And it's like, that made me feel better because I was so stressed because I was like, I want the perfect house for my children. But at the end of the day, I don't really think that there ever truly is a perfect house. You make that house perfect by just, you know, making it a perfect place for your family and filling it with love and just, you know, making their new rooms as special as the rooms that they have now. So we're excited about that. We're excited about being able to go in and just customize things to the way we want. And we're just hoping that everything goes well, and I don't know, just hopefully it's just a good inspection again, because we're just so tired of looking at houses. I was looking for these yesterday. That's why I couldn't find them. Saw the consignment sales coming up again in our local area. Super excited for that because we end up getting a lot of clothes and educational stuff for the children from those consignment sales. Ends up saving us a whole lot of money. We also typically will try to put things in the consignment sale so that it offsets the money that we spend on the consignment sale, because a lot of times they'll let you, depending on, I think it's like midway through the sale, they let you use whatever profit you've made so far on the items that you've consigned. You can use that to purchase items at the consignment sale. So it kind of kind of offsets what you're buying and stuff, which is helpful. But I don't know if we have the time this year to actually set the stuff aside and sort it and tag it and all that to put things into the consignment sale, just because we're trying to move and all of those things. May have to get some more reusable paper towels soon, because some of ours are showing their age. We've had some of these for like 10 years. Like these ones right here we've had for almost 10 years. They still look good though. Some of them not so much. Plan to do some grocery shop with me videos here soon. I was gonna do one the other day, but I was just, again, we went out late to get groceries, so I didn't have time to get everything kind of set up for that. Also gonna do a pantry inventory and like a fridge inventory so that we know what we have and what we need to purchase for when we get paid. I think next week. Because it's like a big thing to keep us from overspending on groceries on things that we already have and don't need. Aren't these cute? They have little cars on them. I had to do a video on my Komigo. I got it because I have bad anxiety and I wanted something, like I kept seeing things for it that it helps, so I've been trying it. Has some fun features to it. I was so upset because the other day I thought I lost I thought I threw this box away, because I have a bad habit of when I'm like cleaning things, I make my doom boxes, and I thought I threw this away because I didn't remember where I put it. My husband found it, and thankfully he did, because I had put the little scent pouches in there, and I needed to switch mine on my Komigo. So super happy about that. I will have to, I wouldn't say really do a review, but just give my thoughts on this. I did purchase this with my own money, so. However, they do have a thing for, through the VA, if you're a veteran or if you're active duty, you can get one for free through the VA. I don't know the stipulations on that, because I just purchased mine outright because I didn't feel like trying to go through the VA. I hate matching socks. I don't like it. I don't typically do it. If you guys match socks and y'all have time for that, that's really good. I guess it can be calming. But a lot of times I don't match the socks. If I just happen to find the match, then I'm like, cool, I match them, but this bed sheet, I don't know how. I gotta find that tutorial video on like how to fold these fitted sheets, because I don't know how to fold a fitted sheet. I'm gonna run out of room in this basket. I haven't been to a laundromat in like years because I would go with my mom when she didn't have one. Like, she didn't have a washing machine. Is when I was talking to her. But I used to like going to those. Like, whenever like my sister would go when she was in college and stuff, or just like as a kid and things like that. Like, I used to like going to the laundromat just to hear like the machines going. But these already match. Okay. I don't know if I did that. Do that in a minute. Sock. Whose shirt is this? No, maybe. Is that mine? I don't know. Sorry. A lot of times, like, we will wear things and like keep things like towels, washcloths, just clothes in general until they wear out like completely. Like, we have towels, they're like on their last leg, but they still work. So we're like, you know what, we don't feel like buying them yet because they still function. When they're like to a point where it's like, yeah, we can't really use those anymore, it's like, then we buy more or buy new ones. And then we try to repurpose what we can so that we get a little bit more use out of it, because we did that with some old baby blankets and things like that. Hi, Johnny. Hey, Johnny, can you do me a favor real quick? Oh, man. One of my children just got home. Someone washed this with the wrong thing.
Every time when he's gonna go feed me or door, and he said there, I said he's just one to live. This is so cute.
why we still have summer shorts in with the winter clothes with. I don't know. It is what it is. I want to say, like, you'll see me sometimes flip the stuff inside out. Sometimes I won't. It really just depends how I'm feeling that day. I mean, truly it's not necessary because, I mean, you can always peek through the collar and see what the shirt is if you're not quite sure.
Okay.
Okay. These styles I don't recommend. I think we got these at Target. It's like the Simply, it says Simply Perfect. So the Simply Perfect hand towels, especially like the blue or the darker colors, I do not recommend because they forever throw lint everywhere. As many times as we have washed them and dried them and all that, the lint still gets everywhere.
I got it.
It does. It does. Okay.
It's charging. Yay, it's working.
Very good.
I forgot where did
That's my shirt. I learned a lesson yesterday not to try to buy a winter jacket in the middle of winter in the South, because it's going to be very difficult. Because my daughter ended up, the sleeves on her winter coat seemed like they were getting kind of short. So I was like, oh, we're just going to get you a bigger one and then donate the one you have. And it was very difficult. We did end up finding her one. Thankfully, there was one left. But it was quite difficult to find. And then, so next year I think we're just going to make sure we check the winter jackets at the very beginning, even if it's not cold, because that was kind of the problem this year is we didn't really check them. They were in storage, and we did not check to make sure that they still fit, which they seemed fine when we pulled them from storage, but I think it was just like growth spurt. I don't really know. But we're just going to check at the very beginning of the winter season, even if it's not cold yet, just so we have time to make sure that we're not like trying to hunt down a jacket in the middle of the winter. Oh my gosh, my legs are not long enough, or my arms are not long enough for the long-legged pants. Need to get some new dryer balls. Huh? What do you need, a hand towel? Just hold on. Yes, very good. I really don't know how these shorts and stuff managed to still be on, because I swear I packed them all on. Sutter keeps saying he's going to get rid of these pants because the elastics in the waist are just shot and he has a hard time keeping them up. Will it eventually happen? I don't know. I really have to go through. We go through their clothes probably every season change so that whatever doesn't fit them, we can donate it. Same with like our clothes or just really anything in our house that we end up not using anymore. We tend to donate it, especially if we don't like use it anymore. We had people surprised when we ended up just getting rid of our king-size bed. They're like, what's wrong with it? And we're like, nothing. We just don't need it anymore. And we've had it long enough that we got our money's, worth out of it. So. Oh, I gotta change my leg position. My legs are starting to hurt. Ow. Actually goes to like one of the kids' playthings, but it keeps getting put in the regular like laundry stuff. You want to go to bed? Who? Okay. These socks do not have mates. And there you go. We are finished. We did it. We tackled our giant mound. It's very much possible to just take it one piece at a time, one breath at a time. You're gonna be all right. Now I'm gonna get some volunteers to help me put these away. Thank you guys for being here and folding all of my laundry with me. I hope you guys have an awesome day.